I'm sorry that we couldn't have a more formal recognition of this important proclamation, but in light of the circumstances that everyone's aware of, in lieu of that, I will read the proclamation. Whereas, as we observe the anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War, we reflect with solemn reverence upon the valor of a generation that served with honor. And whereas, we pay tribute to the more than 3 million servicemen and women who left their families to serve bravely, a world away from everything they knew and from everyone they loved. And whereas we honor all who served on active duty in the United States Armed Forces at any time during the period of November 1, 1955 to May 15, 1975, regardless of duty location. And whereas we draw inspiration from the heroes who suffered unspeakably as prisoners of war, yet who returned home with heads held high. We pledge to keep the faith with those who were wounded and still carry the scars of war, seen and unseen. And whereas it is important to honor the men and women who survived the Vietnam War, as well as the 58,220 men and women who gave their lives. And whereas, while no words will ever be fully worthy of their service, nor any honor truly befitting their sacrifice, let us remember that it is never too late to pay tribute to the men and women who answered the call to duty with courage and valor. And whereas, throughout this commemoration, let us strive to live up to their example by showing our Vietnam veterans, their families, and all who have served the fullest respect and support of a grateful state and nation. And whereas Vietnam Veterans Day presents the opportunity for people of Idaho to honor and thank our Vietnam veterans for their sacrifice to our country. And whereas, as residents of the great state of Idaho, we must never forget the sacrifice of the men and women who fought in the name of freedom and democracy for all. And now, therefore, I, Brad Little, Governor of the State of Idaho, do hereby proclaim March 29th, 2020 to be Vietnam Veterans Recognition Day in Idaho. And I call upon our citizens to observe this day with appropriate ceremonies in honor of our men and women who have served this country so valiantly to preserve the principles of justice, freedom, and democracy, to fly the flag, and to visit all our veterans, especially those who are hospitalized, and let them know we appreciate their great sacrifices. Signed, Brad Little, Governor of the State of Idaho.